Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Mob Psycho 100. Last time we had Show Me What You've Got band together, where Mob, I couldn't remember his name for a second. Mob, even though it's Mob Psycho 100, I couldn't remember his friggin' name. Mob's parents and Ritsu are not dead. He's not entirely sure, but Dimple basically was like, hey, I think these might be dummies, not real bodies. And sure enough, although Mob doesn't fully know what happened, we now know that his parents are at an onsen that Sho sent them to, and Ritsu is with Sho. So there's that. But basically, Claw is now declaring war upon the world, and all the characters from Season 1 have banded together to fight them. And then Teru got his ass kicked, so there's also that. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. Basically, I mean, I don't want to say plot and make it sound like, oh, we haven't had plot this whole season, but it's big stuff, big story arc stuff, so yeah. Anywho, like always, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Mob Psycho 100. Here we go. Okay. Oh boy. That sure was something. Man, I want to go work out now. I mean, let's face it, I don't. But I want to go work out now. I feel like there's just some true inspiration there with the Body Improvement Club. You know what? If the Body Improvement Club did exist, I would join. I would after seeing all of this. I would join. Because you know what? If you work hard, you'll get fit. At least somewhat. Hey, look at Mob. You know what? If Shigeo can do that, I think we all can. Let's go work out. I mean, we still have a discussion to do, but yeah. We still have a discussion to do, so we're not going to go do that, but actually, I don't even know if I need to say this, but it's hilarious timing. It's hilarious timing because I've gained like a pound or two over like the last week, and I'm like, I gotta do something, man. Which only now I know. Look, I'm a freaking portly gentleman, but even I look at myself and I'm like, fuck, I need to do something. So, yeah, I need to do something, but I need to do it with the same passion and energy and vigor as the Body Improvement Club. Or as Mob in the Body Improvement Club, you know? You just gotta go do it, man. Just gotta go do it. Genuine muscles. And now, look, I will never, this would be interesting, but I will never be as jacked as any of them in the Body Improvement Club. But there's obviously a lot of improvements I could do to myself. And sound off in the comments. Should you go work out? You're human. I'm going to say yes, you know? I think we all should. I think we all should aspire for that. Instead of knocking each other down for our inadequacies, we should help build each other up. This got sappy. Anyway, that was a cool fight. That's the basic thing. So yeah, I only wrote down a couple things on this episode, but I did like that. I did like Reagan's whole thing of like, we need to lay low. We need to lay low, which honestly is not a bad idea because, I mean, yeah, without Mob, can you take on any of the 6 members of the Battleship 5 quartet? You know? I don't know. And that's a problem. So there's, I mean, okay, so they've got Sword Guy. I assume they also have the other jacked guy. I can't can't remember now. Okay, they do have the fighting girl. There's fighting girl and there's sword guy. Although it kind of looked like he had a gun. But there's fighting girl and there's sword guy. So maybe together they can take on... Probably not if Teru got his ass kicked, you know? If Teruki got his ass kicked by that guy, then... I don't know. I hope. But I mean, I hope, just because I do like those characters, I'm glad that they're on our side now. I will say, like, I just remembered this the other day. Just the great things in this show. Just last season, when Mob didn't want to fight Girl, because he's like, oh, my master says that anyone who hurts a woman is the lowest of the low. I don't want to do this. And she's like, that's respectable, but it's okay because I want to fight. Cut to her ass just on the floor. It's like, well, you approved it. You approved him doing this, but yeah, so I don't know. The only thing I could think now is because they have Clairvoyant Girl there, they do have the Clairvoyant Girl. Maybe that could help, because that's her whole thing, is she, sees things coming. She's clairvoyant. It's a very acute power, like it's a very minimal power, but maybe just with that could sort of give them an edge over the guy, I don't know why my eyes are so itchy right now. But anyway, yeah. So we had the idea to lay low, which was a good idea, but I love, what's the reason that Reigen goes out into the field? Well, almost sends people out into the field, is because his insurance can't find the cause of the fire in his office. So he needs to go find the arsonist, the psychic arsonist, and drag them into the insurance company, I love that's what gets him to go, Reigen is such a goof, but he's so great, my freaking eyes. I don't know why my eyes are messing with me right now. And then I love that he still had the cologne from last season that Sword Guy had, He still had that with him, and he just used it to knock all of them out, and it's like, oh, that worked. So, what's interesting? Because they talk about, we had Dimple possessing Mob, and then he possessed the captain. I find it weird that we have never seen him possessing Reigen, And you would think that... Well... No, because I was going to say, couldn't Reigen use... couldn't they, help each other? When Mob is busy doing something, just send Dimple. Dimple can probably do that. But I guess that's the question. Can Dimple exercise a spirit, And I guess I don't know. But I mean, it's I don't know because we've never fully seen that. But at the same time, last season when he was trapped in the jar with all the evil spirits, he did defeat all of them. So, unless it's that he ate them, which I guess that could be it, I don't know. But yeah, but I'm surprised they don't go with that more often, since Reigen doesn't have any powers of his own, Just have Dimple possess him, and then he could fight, But I do love Reigen's insane streak of luck, Because, yeah, he's almost like a gag character, He's just so goofy, but he is smart, and he is a good person. But he is just kind of a gag character. This is a guy with absolutely no powers giving it his all, And he manages to come out on top, Which, okay, here's the thing. There is concrete evidence that the boss does have power, because that's the whole point of the scars. Every single scar fights the boss and loses, thus getting their scar, and then he keeps them. So that's supposed to be the thing. But today it did just like dawn in my head, like, wait a minute, what if the boss is the evil version of Reagan? Wouldn't that be so funny? Like, he has basically bullshitted his way to the top of a world psychic organization that with enough power to take over the world, and he doesn't have any actual powers. God, that would be so funny. That would be really, really funny, but I'm gonna doubt it. But we're gonna keep that theory. We're gonna keep that theory in the pocket, because we're gonna come back to that sometime, I'm sure. I mean, basically, whenever we see, does he have power or doesn't he, you know? So, we're gonna keep that in our back pocket, and then if that does come up, I'm gonna whip out that theory and be like, see, I told you, you know? And if it doesn't happen, then I'll say, well, I knew it couldn't have happened, so. But yeah, and then we had the muscle fight, which was fun. Which I also kind of thought that there would be a moment where, like, you know, because Dimple runs out with Mob's body, runs out and takes this giant hit from this dude. And it's like, I kind of thought there would be a moment where it's like, where Tsubomi would see that and be like, what the fuck is going on, you know? But we didn't really see that, you know? He just got hit and then the scene moved on, you know? But yeah, but I did like him possessing the captain and then amping up his muscles, because it's basically, I mean, the guy's base form did still look muscular, but it's very clear he relies on his psychic powers, you know, psychic steroid, basically. And it's literally, you know, a guy who's probably a little bit above average versus, you know, the captain who's just ridiculously strong. So I guess it's all just about, you know, what is the base that is being amped up. You can amp up a weak base, but if the base is already strong, amping it up is just gonna, you know, exponentially raise it. So I like that. You know, I like that. And it's obvious, and it's a very obvious, you know, it's a very obvious anti-steroid kind of joke message, but it still works out, and I liked it. So that was cool. And I did love when Mob wakes up, and they don't really question it, you know? They're just like, be sure not to fall asleep again. And I love, too, when they caught him, and it's like, why did he fall out of the sky? Maybe someone was practicing a long throw. The guy shows up. Hey, were you throwing him? We'd rather you not, you know? It's like, they're just, like, so, like, unperturbed by anything, you know? It's just hilarious, so. But yeah, and now Sho is on his way to the boss, which, you know, last episode I was kind of like, okay, so he's, you know, the boss is, he's kind of like All for One, where it's like, okay, it's just a guy, you know? It's, you know, we've had all these really interesting designs, but here's, you know, a dude in a suit. That's fine. I do love in this episode, he seems scarier, you know? He definitely seemed a little scarier, especially that last shot of him. And I will say, because he specifically came to Salt City, for a second, I was hoping that he knew Reagan, you know, in his past, you know? It's like, oh, you know, there's no old friends or anything, but there is an old enemy. Fucking Reagan, you know? But I do also love that it's like, why did we come to this tower? Dude, the Almerice is great, you know? It's like, that is the one thing. Now, he doesn't care. Like, he'll let it go, but as he's like, the Almerice here is great. Plus, I grew up here, but you can destroy it anyway. So that was fun. But yeah, good stuff. We got, 3 episodes left of this season? And I did see here on Crunchyroll, they do have an OVA after episode 13. So we could totally watch that. I don't see why not. So maybe we'll do that. Let me know if the OVA is something to watch, basically. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. I normally use the other arm, so. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Mob Psycho 100 reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.